This is a map available on the internet. Two major giants, the Google and the New England Journal of Medicine, have come together. The medical information is provided by the NEJM and the Google creates the map. This is a map which is updated every moment, and then when you log on to this website, you can see as more and more cases are reported, the map gets automatically updated. If we put a cursor in any one of these areas, you can see what are the cases reported, what are the fatalities like, and which country, which part of the country, like that. You see here North America, lots of reports, then South America too, southern part of the Africa, and then the Europe, of course the Western Pacific region, West Asian region, and then India and the Southeast Asia, and of course the Australia, all parts. The parts that are not affected that much are the China and the parts of USSR, and of course the Sub-Saharan Africa and Greenland. So this is a very interesting thing now happening because of the internet. We can get a moment to moment or minute to minute update of this map on this Google website, which is provided, the content being provided by the NEJM. This map is the global picture of the pandemic as provided by the WHO. Every week this map is being updated. This last update has occurred on 12th of August, and this pandemic map of H1N1 2009 showing all the countries. All the countries in orange color are the ones which are showing the human transmission and then active occurrence of cases. These bright red dots are indicative of the case fatalities. Depending on the number of fatalities, the size of the dot varies. You can see here in North America, Mexico, the bigger dots compared to smaller dots in these regions where the fatalities are low. In India also at the moment, we don't have that many fatalities, case fatalities. So much so the dot is smaller compared to what is seen in North America and South America here. So this map is being updated by WHO once in every week, and the last updated map is what we have presented here. This is a map of cumulative confirmed cases in India. This is a cumulative confirmed cases map as released by the Southeast Asian Regional Office of the WHO. Again, the legend here says if you have a red color, it is an imported case. If you have a blue color, it is due to human transmission occurring locally. So as you can see, majority of the cases in our country are imported ones, whereas some local transmission already started occurring. Maharashtra showing the brunt of the attack. Rest of the South India is going in tune with that and following suit. This part of Gujarat and Ahmedabad are now affected, and then of course the Delhi region, and few cases occurring in the northern provinces, and West Bengal is not spared. But this central India and then western India, this part, and northeastern India has not been affected as yet. And in the time to come, the spread of the disease will occur to these regions also. This map also is being updated by CRO, the Southeast Asian Regional Office of WHO, every week. This is an interesting website, www.swinefluindia.org, wherein you can see how the swine flu situation is progressing every day by day using this particular graph. So you can see the number of cases each day. The gray bars here represent the number of cases reported on that day, and then the red line represents the cumulative number of cases that have occurred. So far we have around 2,400 to 2,400 and 350 to 400 cases in India when the map was last updated. And then the latest case count per day is around 220 to 215 cases occurring in these 2 days. In the other days the reported cases are less than 96, 23, 31, 19, 16, like that. When you see here on this side, you see the number of deaths that have occurred. The number of cases reported per day on that particular day are shown here. Of course, this diagram does not show the case fatality. This red line is the cumulative cases, and the bars are the number of cases occurring on each particular day, and the green line are the patients that are cured and sent home from the hospitals. This is being updated minute by minute. As and when the new reports are coming in, the site is being updated, and we can get latest information from this website as far as India is concerned. It is important for us to know the natural history of any disease, particularly a disease like H1N1, which is a pandemic disease. What actually happens to the people who are exposed? Let's say there is a community whose population is 1 lakh, and let's say if all of them are exposed to this new virus H1N1, so the number exposed will be 1 lakh. Not all exposed will be infected. Here, the natural history of H1N1 is that 50% of the people only get infected, remaining 50% are not infected. So we get a figure of 50,000 people who will be infected out of this 1 lakh. Out of these people, 50,000 who are infected, not everyone becomes sick and becomes a clinical case. Majority of them, they do not suffer any clinical illness, and it goes as inapparent infection or asymptomatic illness. So the clinical attack rate is around 20% of those exposed, or 20% of 1 lakh. 20% of the exposed 1 lakh is 10,000, and that 10,000 are the clinical cases. So 20% of the infected or clinical cases are the clinical attack rate, or 10% of the exposed population, which is 10,000 clinical cases that have occurred in this community. Not all these clinical cases are very severe ones who require admission. 90% of the cases do not require admission, and they can be treated at home, and they are mild illnesses like any other acute respiratory illness. They subside in 3 to 4 days time, at the most 1 week's time. And only 10% of these clinical cases of 10,000, they require hospitalization, and that means 10% of 1,000 is 1,000 cases to be hospitalized. From those hospitalized, a majority of them, they recover and go home. 985 people of this 1,000 will recover and go home. Only 15 of them are unfortunate to die. So which puts the death rate as 15 per 1,000 admissions, or 15 per 10,000 cases. Now we have got two parameters. So in this population of 1 lakh, how many people died? 15 people. 15 out of 1 lakh in this population is what is called the mortality rate. 15 divided by 1 lakh into 100 is equal to 0.015% is the mortality rate due to swine flu as of date. And now there is another measure called the case fatality rate. So the same 15 people are among those who have developed disease, which are 10,000. 15 out of those who became sick, that is, for the 10,000 cases who have shown symptoms of swine flu, 15 people died. That means 15 out of 1,000, which is equal to 0.15% is the case fatality rate. Remember, mortality rate, the denominator is the entire population of the area. For the case fatality rate, the denominator is the number of clinical cases. The numerator, of course, is the number of deaths, both in mortality as well as in the case fatality. So this is the natural history of N1. So if we have a population of 1 lakh, only 50% will be infected, and that means 50,000 are infected. 20% of them, of those infected, will become clinical cases, that is 10,000. Out of them, 10% of them only get hospitalized, that is 1,000. Out of them, only 15 people will die, which means 15 out of 10,000 is equal to 0.15%, or 15 per 1,000 is the case fatality rate. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, releases a bulletin every day in the evening. From the bulletin, we will be able to see what are the number of cases that are there in the country as on a particular date. This particular chart is updated up to not 20th, this is 21st actually. So up till 21st evening, the reported cases, out of the people who are tested, 13,364, 2,539 people were found positive by the confirmatory test. Out of them, there were case fatalities 48. So 48 out of 2539 confirmed cases, and these 48 cases have been distributed this way: in Maharashtra, including Pune and Mumbai, Nasik, 27 patients; in Karnataka, 11 cases; in Gujarat, 05; in Delhi, 2 cases; Tamil Nadu, 2 cases; and in Kerala, 1 case. This total 27 plus 11 plus 5 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 totals to 49. These are the number of people who have died due to confirmed swine flu during the past 2 to 3 weeks in our country, out of the total of 2,539 cases confirmed to be positive from among those who are tested. So this in nutshell tells you what is the proportion that are becoming positive, what is the mortality like or case fatality like among those cases which are detected. So with this, the scenario about current pandemic and Indian statistics is complete.